It's the end of February 2020, and in the last few weeks the British government have announced their new strategy for the future of the British car industry. In 2035 or 2032, depending on which number you believe from which particular government spokesman, whether it's the Prime Minister or the Minister of Transport, the British government are going to forbid us from manufacturing and selling petrol, diesel, hybrid. It's got to be all electric, or maybe fairy dust, I don't know. But what the government have done is make an announcement, a transformation of the British economy, and no strategy, no plan of action of how we're going to implement it, no plan of action of how we're going to raise the thousands of millions of pounds needed to change the entire British car industry. And if we don't have a strategy, and if we don't have the funding, then we could lose the entire British car industry in 10 or 12 or 15 years' time. Without some kind of strategic policy to raise funds and to invest on large scale, not just in the major manufacturers, whether it's Jaguar, Land Rover, Bentley, Rolls-Royce, the big foreign firms, Toyota, Honda, whoever happen to be left in this country in the next few years, but the small specialist car manufacturers, the niche car manufacturers who are doing the high-end engineering, the specialist engineering that eventually bleeds down to the rest of the car industry. Without that kind of investment, the British car industry looks to collapse in 10, 12, 15 years' time. The government have announced an end to the old style technology, but no strategy to invest large scale in developing and tooling up the entire industry for the new technology, which means if we're not ready for it, when that end comes, when that terminal point is finally hit, the entire British car industry could crash. And that means we'll be left with importing millions of motor vehicles from overseas, which do meet the new government standard. And that means once that begins to happen, once that tidal wave surges in from offshore, the entire British car industry may never see a future of manufacturing, a future of job creation. And that could be thousands of jobs lost, tens of thousands of jobs in ancillary services, and all the enormous export potential, over £30,000 million a year in exports, gone. I've got my own strategy. I'm developing my supercar, which I hope to sell to the high net worth, high value economy in the hope of bringing in the money, which I will try to invest in the new technologies. But I don't know whether or not I alone can do it. I'll try to bring in enough for new fuel cells, for new power plants, for new technologies. But I can't speak for the rest of the British car industry. If you want to get involved, come and join me. Come and help me get my ball rolling, and maybe I can then have some influence over the rest of the industry. In the meantime, I invite you to spread the word. Tell everyone about this video. Invite people to come and join, and maybe we can put together our own strategy. And in the meantime, let's try and pressure someone in government and assemble the resources in the rest of the industry to formulate some kind of rescue plan, some kind of survival plan, because in 10, 12, 15 years' time, we're going to desperately need something. So join me. See you soon.